This is Nick. You're listening to the DU Football Show, Drunken United. Of course, up the Blades and f*** the Owls.
Fuck you. We finally scored 2 goals. Took us long enough, but we finally actually scored goals, Alan. We scored fucking goals.
So proud of you.
Thank you. I mean, it's no like drastic losses like you've had so far at the start of the season, but at least we've scored goals, which is nice, and I'm happy with it. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland, bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Snub of my lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by 2 common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and my co-host, Mr. Graham, is currently on paternity leave. Baby and mom are doing fine, and he is now frantically doing everything, which is exactly what that man should be doing currently right now. But sitting in tonight, my fellow brother from another mother, my man with all the drip, the flyest drip, and a TikTok simpatico brethren, Mr. Alan. Alan, how you doing, brother?
Doing wonderful, man. Glad to be back.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have to upgrade the show, and now that Graham's had the third, he can just go away, and you'll just take over, and it'll be fun. We'll be okay.
By the way, Graham is watching in the chats right now. He said, sorry, Avery spit up and was gagging a bit. Must have been either Alan's hot takes or just Sam Houston's existence.
That man really does think he like rules the fucking world, doesn't he? And of course, on the ones and twos, as you've already heard, producer Mel. Producer Mel, how you doing?
I am good. I put my hair up in the pone so we can still have full pone show, and got myself a vape pen so you would not forget that Graham was here in spirit.
Well, it's very important for you to also know that tonight is the Drunken Transfer Recap, and unfortunately, Mr. Graham is not here, which he would have loved to have been here for tonight's episode.
He'll be watching. I'm sure he'll call in at some point.
Producer Mel, at some point, I typically drive the bus. I'm going to have to toss the keys to you.
That's a scary thought, y'all. He is already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots in.
Well, and there's going to be another one soon enough.
Oh, my gosh. Houston has what is known as the 99 bottle
We're going to talk
party
about
bucket.
it when we get to the whole alcohol
You said
thing.
I'm supposed to drive the bus.
You're not driving
later.
the bus yet.
Oh,
We're
my
recording
bad.
at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out on all podcast platforms. Yes, Daddy still knows how to do it. And you can watch us streaming live every single Monday night. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Alan, tell the good people how you can get in touch.
Oh, for all the online chattings, you can please check us out at DU Football Show on all your favorite social media platforms. And if you like the email stylings, check them out. Send them to us at dufootballshow@gmail.com.
Actually, Alan, I want to go back to what you said earlier in Upside Down World. That might be yesterday. That was the other day. You said you were going to own this shit, so it's your shit now, not Graham's shit anymore, right?
Yeah, it's my shit.
Very good.
Whenever I'm in the seat, it's my shit.
So I work in the wine and spirit industry, but Alan and I have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we've got to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Alan, what are you drinking currently?
Out of my Newcastle tumbler. This is a nice little tequila. It's a little tequila. This is Don Teco, the Plata. It's the Blanco out of Jalisco. 40% alcohol by volume. I think that's how you guys do it, right? I've listened to the show a couple of times. It's quite easy drinking. I'm a Blanco guy. I don't like getting into reposados and stuff. I don't like smoke a whole lot. So this is real nice, real citrusy up front with like a kind of a peppery herbal kind of finish. I do like it, honestly, with just like a couple of drops of lime juice, and that's it, man. Just drink it neat-ish, if you will. That's how I've been drinking it. So cheers.
Well, kind of the fun thing with Blancos is there's no place to hide, right? So like with a Repo or an Añejo, there's the use of wood, which will give you a lot more, typically the use of American white oak. So essentially using bourbon barrels, you get that little bit of vanilla and caramel, which is honestly lovely in a tequila. I love a good Añejo for something different during the summertime when you don't want to drink a bourbon. It's really good. But when it really comes to tequila, its purest version is a Blanco. There's no place to hide. This is what you are. This is how you harvest the agave. What you do with the agave means an awful lot. And it's I like where your head is. They're drinking the Blancos. Big fan of a Blanco.
That means a lot coming from you.
Very good. Well, for me, everybody, and in Upside Down World, this might be the third or fourth time I've talked about this. The key thing to know is
keeping track.
As I am handling the details of the Drunken Transfer Recap, my job this year, because somebody had to go make sure his dick worked and had a baby, I am doing the 99 bucket. And there's 3 very important rules to the bucket. Is first, you must buy the bucket. I bought the bucket on Saturday. I bought that bucket. Then step 2, you have to add ice. I added ice to said bucket, and then you need to have a party. And I'd like to say there's 3 of us here. We're having a party, right? We're enjoying ourselves. And the other important thing about the bucket that I live die hard by the rule, it has to be roulette. You are not allowed to look in the bucket. You just reach in, you grab, and you throw back a shot. This was famously done by my niece when she was 2.5 years old. When we were at the beach, she would curate your particular shot for you. She would pick out a bottle, like she'd reach in the little bucket, grab you a bottle, walk up to you, hold said bottle against your face and go, yeah, this is the right one. Or she'd go, no, shake her head, no, walk back to the bucket, put that bottle back in said bucket, grab a new one, and bring that out, because it's very important that it be curated perfectly to you.
Go ahead and pull me one too.
All right. Well, before I do that, I'm also going to mention I am actually drinking some good stuff too. A little 4 Roses small batch, which was number 3 on 2019's list of the top 20 whiskeys as well. And let's go ahead and reach in here.
While you're doing that, let's see if you guys can guess the listener from this comment. Comment is, surprised Alan didn't give the tickle our tummies email.
Oh, we know exactly who that is.
We're setting one up just for you, buddy. It's going to be our tummies at dufootballshow.com. It's going to be great.
All right, Mel, what one do you have?
Fuck.
Oh, it's good.
Bananas. Bananas.
Fuck off. I got stuck with fucking mango, which is going to taste like puke.
Oh,
It will, but it's fucking bananas. I just had one bad night on bananas when I was 18 and fuck.
Towson is a place, and that's where you have 99 bananas.
A little bit.
Yeah, the mango sucks.
I'd rather have Malort.
The faces for both of you on this was just fucking gold.
Ugh. Just ugh.
All right, that's number 8 for you, right? Is that 8 over there?
Yeah, number 8.
I don't know. He's actually stopped stacking them up for some reason.
Well, they're now to the side because that's a perfect pyramid right there.
We haven't even started talking about shit.
I have standards. Fuck off. All right. We open with 2 matches. One, a massive rivalry. The other, a massive upset. But you wonder, was the storyline more massive than the matches? Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 0. honestly, Arsenal United, this was like the good old days, man. Like when you think about what is the Prem, this is the matchup you think of, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely up there. This is one of those marquee TV. It's, it's on NBC proper. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was an exciting game. I actually enjoyed watching.
People talk about how, Manchester United and Liverpool are a huge rivalry, but the difference would be Manchester United during that rivalry won fucking championships. Liverpool didn't.
Correct.
United Arsenal was always a battle for a title. It was, especially in the early days of the Premier League, this is how all titles were decided, was these two teams. And it felt like exactly the way you thought it should go. Arsenal dominates the entire first fucking half. And wouldn't you know it, who goes up first? United.
And it fucking, of course, it's got to be Marcus Rashford, right? He's just always kind of sneaking in, wiggling in, finding a goal. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little bit of an interesting contest after that, but
it was a perfect hit from Rashford. I mean, like it's exactly how you would expect it to go. Like United did nothing, and they had one chance. And that one chance, you're like, oh, yeah, off the side of the post, back of the net. Of course, United's up 1-0. Because this is going to drive all the Arsenal fans fucking nuts.
Of course. It wouldn't have been quite as exciting if Man United didn't score first.
Oh, of course.
It had to. The script writers had to have it this way if there were script writers.
And of course, Arsenal responded immediately and got a goal from Odegaard, which was gorgeous and honestly deserved. They were the better team.
Oh, yeah. And can I just say, like, as much as I hate Arsenal, I love that kid. I love Odegaard. Granny, I'm going to pay your team a compliment. That kid's so fucking silky smooth. I would love him in my midfield.
Oh, God, yeah.
So good. So good.
I dare say he's probably the best attacking midfielder in the world right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'd struggle to think of one that you're really sliding in against. I mean, you obviously take out De Bruyne with an injury. We'll just slide him out of the contest, right? And would you count him as you know what I mean? We can make arguments for all that. But yeah, I mean, you might be right.
You could put De Bruyne in that argument, but then in the same regard, you're like, De Bruyne's been slowing down a lot. And does De Bruyne do it in another system? Because he's never done it in another system. Think about him when he was at Chelsea, he was kind of worthless.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you. But hey, man, change the scenery is all it takes.
Interesting. Going into the second half, you're at 1-1. Both sides have an opportunity to take the lead, and VAR denies both of them. First, looking at the Arsenal call for a penalty, he ultimately bounced off of two men and threw himself on the ground Havertz was looking for a penalty. And you think about a couple of years ago when they were actively throwing yellow cards for that, and you go, why no yellow card this time? He was looking for a penalty.
It did seem cardable. It was laughable from, a neutral perspective. And also, I mean, look, VAR can't influence these two teams. It can only influence one of these teams at a time. So when they play each other, the VAR just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It can't lock in.
It's hence why the VAR then realized that Garnacho was literally a toenail offsides.
Yeah. It was like, well, let's even it out here. Can't fucking nope. Yeah, that's how it goes, man.
I do give credit to a very slightly unnoticed thing that Gabriel Martinelli actually threw his toes up and went Michael Jackson moonwalker style and like leaned himself back and went wee and just made it so that Garnacho was just that much offsides.
Early. Yeah.
It was pretty perfect. And then you look at the end of the match, there was a decision that Ten Hag made. It was, we should probably go with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire as our center back pairing. I mean, that's a thought, right? Right? It's a thought, Alan, right?
It's I mean, they both play the sport at that position, so that's a thing. Yeah. Look, man, didn't they just spend like £100 million on players or something this summer? Like, oh, that's, you know what? That's why you lose 3-1. That's what the fuck you get.
On the transfer day, I put up in the closed group. I was just like, so Johnny Evans on free, huh? Yeah. I mean, that's a move. Like, really, that's what you're gonna do.
What year in the contract is that guy? Fucking gotta be winding down.
No. It was they just signed him on a free from Leicester. Yeah. They were just like, well, we need another center back because, well, we got Harry Maguire, so let's just go ahead and have Johnny Evans and fuck it, let's put both of them on the pitch at the same fucking time.
Tells you how acutely aware of Johnny Evans' career. I thought he was just a statue at the fucking training ground over at United. I didn't know. Wow. Well, good on you, United. Ten Hag.
Well, to go ahead and be completely racist and just go ahead and like ply all white Englishmen together. Yes, Phil Jones and Johnny Evans are the same fucking man, Alan. That's exactly what they are.
They're just a training dummy, I thought. They just throw a fucking top on them, and there we go.
Phil Jones retired, insert Johnny Evans. That's exactly how it fucking went. And, I mean, ultimately, this was a match that probably Arsenal was the better team. They should have won. And it was great to see the Declan Rice goal. Onana, really? Got to cover that near post better. You definitely have to cover that near post better. But even when it felt like the ref was just giving extra time and letting the clock run, Arsenal went, yeah, well, fuck you. We'll score one more. Make it 3-1 instead of 2-1. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're ruthless, man. I don't like them at all, but I respect them for now.
Well, I would say the big thing for Arsenal is they have come out of the gate very slow. And this would be the answer. This would be them saying, we're in the title fight. We're a quality fucking club. This is what we're giving you. We're going to fucking push. Whereas United, you look at them and you go, well, it's the best it's ever been since Sir Alex. You kind of sit there and you wonder, what do we actually expect from United? They're good enough to be a championship side, but they're also bad enough to be fucking 8th place. Like, what are we supposed to expect from this team?
I mean, I agree with you because, like, you get the Ten Hag I think everybody wants and expects on, kind of playing wisely, soaking up the pressure that you're going to get on, using Rashford to hit it on the break, and they catch one, and you're like, all right, look, maybe the game plan's working. And then you get to the Evans Maguire, and you're like, well, we're talking shades of Moiseola here. Like, is the talent there? Sure. Is the coach there? I mean, I guess, is that your guy? Starting maybe cracks in the facade. But yeah, there's a gap. There's a very evident gap. And it is what it is.
Moving on to Chelsea and Forest. Chelsea dominate every single aspect of the game except for one: goals.
Yep. Those pesky things that you win with. Like I was looking at the stat line: 77% possession, 21 shots, 713 passes to 230, 0 fucking goals.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. Is it coaching? It's not person. It can't be personnel. You spent $1 billion. Somebody in there's got to be able to score a goal, right? Maybe. Who knows?
We'll get to that in a second. Moving to Forest, this is their second win on the road in the Prem.
Yep.
Their second win on the road in the Prem. At the fucking Bridge. Like, what the actual fuck, man?
Yeah. Like, this was when I turned on around halftime because I was like, hold the phone. Let me watch Chelsea blow this. And I was kind of said that laughably to my wife. I was like, oh, it's Chelsea fucked this up. And they did. Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't know. The culture in Chelsea is all I've got to say. I mean, I think we all understand it. If you're a Chelsea fan, sorry, but you know what the deal is. Money isn't going to buy you a championship, at least not anytime soon.
So that's where I'm going to go to now because with Boley, the owner of the LA Dodgers, and I've talked about it before, I'm a big San Francisco Giants fan. The Dodgers have always bought whatever they want. They pay the tax. They don't care. They just buy whoever they want. They get whoever they want. They do whatever deals they want. But they only have one World Series in the last, 30 years? And it's just this kind of attitude of we'll just get what we want and you'll let us have it. And that seems to be what Chelsea's doing right now. You got the right coach. Like, honestly, Pochettino is the perfect coach for this team. But you keep just buying people. Like, why'd you buy Palmer? Like, why? Like, Jackson's your guy, right? Like, why? It makes no sense at all.
I think you're right. I think that's probably it is just a carryover of the mantra, right? You know, fucking Americans. Like, just come in and be like, oh, if I have everyone, nobody can buy them, or they have to buy them from me. And I think I read an article that, like, anonymously somebody said that he's prepared for the tax. Like, he's prepared for the penalty. You know what I mean? He's budgeted paying his way out of financial fair play's fines. You know what I mean? So, like, what do you got? What do you do? I mean, look, if they keep doing this, I don't care. You can spend $2 billion. I don't give a shit. Like, but it's a little crazy.
Well, then you also have to look at that because that is then they are testing the system, right?
Yep. Yeah.
They're saying, if you want to find me. I have the money. I'll pay the money. Are you going to actually deduct points? Are you going to actually affect my standing in the table? Same thing with, like, City. It's just this kind of, we dare you. We dare you.
Yeah.
Because we pay the bills. Sure. So are you going to actually fuck with us or not? And honestly, I don't think they will. And now a team like Chelsea has Uncle Saudi just going, oh, Conte? Yeah, he's worth $50 million. Here we go. We'll cover your bills. We'll take care of you. And it also leads to the problem with the smaller clubs that they can't sell those guys for that kind of money. So now suddenly financial fair play means nothing because they can swallow the gap because Uncle Saudi's going to pay the fucking bill.
No, I mean, it's a legit concern. I mean, I'm a little less concerned personally, but from a neutrality and a fairness standpoint, yeah, like it is. And City's a little less egregious, right? Like, early City was super egregious, but there was no rules in place, so fuck it. But City now is a little bit wiser. And, like, I think even for our part, like, we've been wise enough to say, hey, you're fucking on 8-year contracts. You know what I mean? To kind of spread things out and lower our initial hit. But, I mean, Chelsea's on a fucking roll. I don't know how anyone looks at that within UEFA or the FA or the Premier League and being like, hey, that's probably a problem. We should at least start talking about it.
Nah, why should we do that? Saturday gave us a ton of goals, but only 3 games gave us hat tricks. Manchester City 5, Fulham 1, Spurs 5, Burnley 2, Brighton 3, Newcastle 1. City and Fulham, that first half was sloppy as shit. That was not a fun watch.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean that's kind of sums it up. That was really, every now and then that shit happens, I feel like, with City games against mid-table teams. It's just things just get weird.
When Tim Ream scores, that should not be the sign of a good match, right?
No, unless you're an American, and then you're like, yeah. Even though,
then of course, second half, Erling Haaland does what Erling Haaland does and just goes, 3 goals. Fuck you.
Yep, just over, just like that. I mean, sometimes you watch them play and it's just like, I almost kind of get sick. Like, ugh, I'm not fucking watching. I'm just change this shit. And that was kind of one of them.
Giant fucking Nordic god. You're just like, fuck you, man. Fuck you.
He's not supposed to be that fast. You know how, like, you see linemen in the combine in the NFL run like fucking 4-second 40s and shit, 5 seconds. So you're not supposed to move that fast. You're like 6'8", 400 pounds, buddy. You can't also be that fast. That's not fair.
Not allowed to be that fast. Not allowed to be that fast.
Yeah, that's one of those deals.
Yep, exactly. And so moving on to Tottenham and Burnley, Clarets get bookend goals, which was nice. They scored the first, they scored the last. Problem, 5 goals by Tottenham in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it is Burnley, right? But Tottenham looked pretty good. Tottenham, sans Harry Kane, looked okay. They'll blow it. But
Gotta say, I wonder, they've been playing Richarlison as the 9 for the first few games, and this is the first time they went with Son at the 9. It might work better. Like, Son might be the right guy to play the 9, right?
Yeah. Richarlison's trash outside of a Brazil shirt. But
Hey, pretty good in this shirt right here. We'll take him back on loan right now. Please give him back to us on loan right now. We'll take him back on loan tomorrow.
He was all right in that shirt. That's fair. Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think that, and I kind of thought that was the fix anyway. I always forget that Richarlison's on that team because what does he do?
Hey, he's done fuck all since he's been with them.
Yeah, I know. Like, it boggles my mind that I forget a talent like him. But yeah, his son might be the answer. And I think he gets the vibe of the team. He works for everybody. I think it's just the mentality seemed different. And
so, give me your thoughts on Burnley now that they've gotten promoted and what they're doing and the kind of ball they're playing. Because Graham and I have our own thoughts, but I'd like to hear what you think of them first.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched much of it. It's risky, adventurous. I mean, I like it. You're going to come up and give it a go, or you're going to come up and just take your wallopings and go back down. So give it a go. Is it sustainable? Probably not. It's so fucking hard to play like the big boys when you ain't a big boy.
Right.
And I mean, again, and I haven't watched a ton of them, so I don't know the intricacies of them, but I think that's a little bit of the concern that I've seen early on. But it's interesting, and it's definitely not bad to watch.
So I'm kind of with you on that regards. We talked about a little bit is that if ever there was a team where the coach and the team were safe, it's Burnley.
Yeah.
Like, if they go back down playing the way they play, okay, fine. This is what you're doing. This is the program. This is what we're going to become. And that's okay. You take the money, you move back down. But also, I look at them, and some of these games, the way they play, you would have thought early on, they might have got one. Like they might have fucked with somebody just the wrong way. Like, and for me, I'm starting to wonder, it's like, will Burnley be okay with this? Like, this team could end up being 19th place, not winning any games, like a handful, maybe. And you just kind of go, okay, well, they played their style, and this is who they are, and this is what they're going to be. What's this program going to become?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think it's as long as company's smart about it, I think, like, play your game, but don't get ahead of yourself. Don't go getting the fucking doors blown. Don't get 9-0'd because you think you got to stick to this game plan. Like, play your game, see if you can fucking make it work, but don't. I like that he's putting an identity into them, and I like he's sticking with it no matter the cost. And I think you are right. Like, what's the risk, right? What, we go back down? Oh, we said we can fucking get back up with this style and largely this team. Let's fucking give it a go.
Right.
So I respect it. Like,
yeah. The team was bought on the cheap. So just kind of keep going with it. And it's a blue collar town. How do you fucking work with them? It's just very interesting. It's a very interesting character watch of a club, because you look at their squad and who they are and you go, this is a team that should be safe.
Yep.
But if this is a team that plays the way they play, they could easily be 20th place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the regrettable thing that we have to talk about.
Oh, yeah. That thing. Anyway, next. No. Brighton, Newcastle.
18-year-old person gets a hat trick.
Yeah. It was a little fucking chintzy, but a hat trick nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple of deflections, but you know what? It fucking counts. It fucking counts.
Yeah, absolutely counts. We need a 6. We've needed a 6 since last year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't buy a 6. We bought another 8. Yep, we need a 6. That's the answer. Honestly, I think that's really it. Like, I don't think we've played like 1-0 to Man City perfectly fine. I don't think we played poorly in that game. We had some chances. It's away from home. Totally respectable. At home to Liverpool, absolute just fucking bottle job. Loss of concentration. Done. Fucking, this is just outplayed.
I have thoughts on your Liverpool, but I also have thoughts on this.
Get my way downtown, walking fast. I'm a seagull. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's what they did to us. I think I heard them saying it. As a matter of fact. Yeah, man. I mean, that sums it up.
You've been handed, like, you look at, like, if the football gods said, hey, Newcastle, you had a successful year. Let's fuck with you. They gave you 4 really tough matches to start the season. And then they went, oh, hey, by the way, we're going to give you the group of death in Champions League. And we're going to just go ahead and have you host City in the League Cup. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
That's fucking accurate, buddy. The hits just kept coming for like the last 10 days.
It's like, wow, thanks. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks. Wow. Thanks.
It's all about compartmentalizing, right? You know, in the defense, definitely still figuring out how to play Bruno and Tonali together. So that's where that whole 6 conversation comes from. But these fixtures up to Brighton last year, we only got 4 points. We have 3 this year. So I'm not super sweating it. It didn't really change that performance against that set of teams from last year didn't really change a whole lot. Champions League group, it is what it is. You know, you want to dine at the big kids table, especially for the first time in 20 years. Well, you're gonna get real taste. Hey man, for a neutral or for a traveling fan of either club, how could you be mad going to the San Siro, going to Signal Iduna, like down to PSG? Like it's gonna be a lot of fun. And hosting those three at St. James, I think we're in for some fun nights. So we might fall out of that group very easily.
You might make some money at your stadium with those traveling fans.
Just a little bit of money.
Just a little cash.
But I think things will settle down. He's just gonna have to figure out. Eddie's got to get to work. The bigger concern is not the squad; it's Eddie. Is he ready? Is it, does he have a plan B or a plan C? Because right now in the last couple games, it seems like we've gotten stuck in plan A and we've been undone because of it. So if he could figure that out and fucking buy us a 6 in January, we'll be okay.
That would be my biggest question about your squad so far is, all right, so the expectation is to be Champions League again, or maybe 5th, right? But if you look at your schedule so far, you're probably 8th and out, right? Is very specifically the Liverpool match. Is the man on the bench the guy you want? Because he tried to play out a 1-0 lead against a team that lost their best defensive player to a red card, and then their second most important, I won't call him best, with Trent Alexander-Arnold, but a outside back that was on a yellow, and your team just decided to go, we'll just pass it around between fucking, just our center backs, and we'll just try to play this game out instead of going at them. And I wonder, does Howe have the actual balls to take a match to a team? And that Liverpool match was very telling.
Yeah. No, and I think that's the bigger concern, I guess, amongst the supporters that I've spoken to. It's not so much the squad, it's Howe. And it's not, and it's also tough because we also are walking this fine line of am I really slating the fucking guy who brought us to 4th last year? But that has been a concern with Howe. It was a concern with Howe at Bournemouth. It's just been a general concern is that he doesn't, we played a lot the same last year. We didn't really change our style of play up. Does he have a plan B and a plan C? And that's what the bigger concern is. Doesn't really look like it. Against Liverpool, substitutions were atrocious in pretty much everyone's opinion we've talked to. Yeah, it's a big concern. Right now,
of course.
Right now he's got a long leash, but that leash shrinks depending on league form, depending on Champions League. I don't think we're super. Look, if we get out of the group, cool. We just we're here for that group and being involved. I think that's kind of the end game there. But he's got to finish in top 4 or 5. And I'm fairly certain that's the goal. And if he's not letting that slip away,
the league's good enough, you could end up in 8th.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Dude, we could have ended up in 8th last year. We hit the skids towards the end, and it was a little concerning. So yeah, again, not panicking. Very tough start. That set of games compared to last year, only 1 point worse. But yeah, some concerns, some cracks, if you will.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. West Ham 2, Luton Town 1, Everton 2, Sheffield United 2, Brentford 2, Bournemouth 2, Palace 3, Wolverhampton 2, Liverpool 3, Aston Villa 0. Irons clearly used set pieces to take care of what they needed to at Luton Town.
Yeah. I mean, that's cut and dry. I don't know. Also, this West Ham's team only seems to every time I think we've played them in the last couple of years, they just score on fucking set pieces.
I'm so glad we brought Alan in for commentary. Like, yeah.
Well, I would also say, God forbid, Smokey, as he bitched and moaned about it, God forbid you add the best set piece taker piece. The set best piece taker
the set best
ever.
Piece taker.
At best, yeah, he did say that.
Yeah. James Ward-Prowse knows how to take a fucking set piece. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, Mel, but yeah, like that's it, cut and dry. They're not that entertaining, in my opinion, and that's what they do. And Mikel Antonio just fucking lift him up and let him go, you know. So yeah.
By the way, speaking of James Ward-Prowse, that was a fucking handball.
Yes,
absolutely, hands down, a handball. The way that the league now describes what is quote unquote a handball. He stuck his arm out. It hit his arm. Like, it was clearly a fucking handball.
I thought it was like, what, a natural position away from the body. It seemed to tick all of the fucking boxes that I'm aware of. VAR strikes again.
Yeah. VAR sees what it wants to see. That's how it fucking rolls.
By the way, Houston, I'm letting people in the chats know we have approached level 4 Houston drunk. Your syllables are getting longer, and puppet hands have arrived.
Oh yeah, I'm right proper.
Like I said, puppet hands.
I wanted to make sure
puppet hands show up, you know it's the downslide.
I wanted to make sure we got to Oso, and from there we're just gonna let it go. I now toss the keys to Mel.
Oh, great!
Keeping it going. The Blades were actually up at the end of the first half against Everton, and they probably shouldn't have been. I know you, Alan, probably take great joy in the fact that Archer hits it off the post. It hits off the back of shorthands and goes into the net to go up 2-1.
Yeah, those tiny little arms, man. You know, T-Rex can only reach so much. But
those tiny little arms grabbed a ball from the post right at the end, and then grabbed a ball off the ground and pulled it fucking in for the die.
I would argue that his arms did not do any of that. Other people kicked it off his face, and then it like accidentally bounced off his foot and back into his tiny hands. It is more the accurate description of what happened, but nonetheless, he got it. You didn't lose. Good job.
Well, one would argue that the referee, for some dumb reason, decided that the game needed to go another 3 minutes past after the actual expended time, and I'll tell you this much. With Everton, you look at the squad and you go, okay, well, Beto's got a motor, and if we don't have Calvert-Lewin, this is the guy that's going to fucking push for us. And you look at Danjuma, who scored the second goal. Iwobi moved on, but he moved on because he clearly was not going to sign an extension. And for us, it's like, we're going to be in the battle. That's it. That's where we're going to be. We're going to be in the relegation battle. But I look at our team and I go, this is a team that's probably good enough to be 15th, 16th. They're going to scare me. They're going to scare me a lot, but they're in the right place. And I was encouraged by what I saw this weekend.
That's fair. On paper, you guys are... I'd even give you like 12 to 16. 12 to 16, I think on paper, you guys are more than capable of. But are you capable of it? You know what I mean? I get what I deserve as an Everton supporter. We have always been the right, proper club that's always going to stand up and be the voice of reason, and then now we are where we are, and it's like, you kind of deserve it. Kind of like,
I understand as I do this show that we have listeners that actively want to see us go down.
Frank Charles comes to mind.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I will never, like my blind picks, I am not picking Everton to go down. I will never pick them to go down. I'm going to fight till the fucking end for my club. But I get why other people have that fucking opinion. I absolutely get it.
Thanks for Anthony Gordon.
Hey, 1 goal for 40 million. That
Don't
sounds
you
like
have
a great
Malort
trade-off.
shot to do?
No, I don't. You have a Malort shot to do.
Oh, I'm just sorry. I'm just so used to you having a Malort shot to do.
We tied! Yay!
I'm just so used to it. I just assume. My bad. My bad.
Moving on to Brentford and Bournemouth. Bournemouth catch the bees fucking asleep and go up 2-1 at Brentford, which they should not have done.
No, not at all. I don't think so. But you fall asleep, dude. This league is tough, as I'm sure you know. Like those are matchups that I expect 2-2s out of, and I expect random shit, and that's par for the course. I think that's expected.
So on a fantasy level, there's the exact reason why I picked Mbeumo for my first round pick when I was the final pick of the first round. Because that man is going to score a lot of goals for fucking Brentford while Tony's away.
Yeah. Nope. I 100% agree.
And it's exactly why they got the draws, because of that guy. Crystal Palace and Wolves. Fucking chippy. This was a right proper English chippy fucking match.
That's the first, I think, real big physical battle I think I've seen this year. And that was fun. That was fun to watch. Eze's fucking nasty, by the way. He doesn't belong on that team. Somebody needs to scoop him up. Yeah, that was a fun one to watch.
So good. I still wonder, looking back at last year, Vieira getting fired wasn't the right call with Eze and fucking Wilfred Zaha. Like the team just kind of had the right meld, the right coach. They just hit the wrong time of the season. And for me, it was just like, oh, yeah, go to the old white guy. He'll make everything okay.
He'll make sure you don't go down. Yeah. That's the standard when you panic, though, right? Like, you go to the old white guys, you go to your Allardyce and your Bruces and your Hodgsons, and you make sure you keep that Premier League cash coming in.
Yeah. And that team was doing everything right, and now they're just kind of doing things with Roy. Like you look at that squad and you just go, you could have really made the next step. But you're not. You're not.
I feel like that's been Palace for the better part of 10 years now, too.
It's fair. Very, very fair.
I wonder if there's just a bit of there's the London pressure being around those other clubs, right? And then there's a bit of that place is crazy. Those fans are nuts. Like, is there a bit of crowd pressure? Like, I remember Newcastle crowd pressure being a really big fucking detriment when times were tough to medium because the expectations are high. Is it an I'm not a Palace fan, obviously. Is it an expectations thing a bit in Palace being in London?
Could be.
They're expecting a little bit more than maybe they should.
Finally, moving on to Liverpool and Villa. Alan, give me your thoughts on Liverpool, because you look at them as a club and you go, there was a major fix, like a major fucking fix. And they completely remade the midfield. It might actually be fucking working.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what they needed, in my opinion. Having watched them last year was not that Trent can't slide in the center or anything, right? But like you got that, they got so desperate that they were moving pieces around drastically. And with the back line that they have and the front line that they have, they really just need some fucking generals in the middle of the park to run things smoothly and fucking protect your center too and make it okay. And that's what they did. I think, I don't know if McAllister's really hit his stride yet. I haven't watched him much. The Sobozai kid, Dominic Sobozai or whatever the fuck his name is, fantastic. I know he was on our radar originally. That guy's incredible. Love that pickup. Yeah, I think I said it. I said it to you. I think they're not. I was in the beginning of the season said they're still rebuilding. Klopp was still whining, so that's always a good sign that there's something fucking wrong behind the scenes. But nope, they settled down. Them beating us, I think, was a huge confidence boost to them. It absolutely killed us, and now they're off and running. And yeah, they're a bit of a concern to me now.
Oh yeah, they are rebuilt.
Yeah, we had so many chances that we just couldn't complete. And then Matty Cash, I guess, just in his goal-scoring bonanza over the last week, forgot how to play defense and issued a rebate.
And honestly, Mel, that'll be my concern for you guys is a little bit of the concern. Mm-hmm. It's almost a Burnley concern. It's you guys are very good. You guys play a fun style. Are you good enough to play that style all the time against everyone and still get points? I'm
looking forward to international break. I know for some teams it benefits them a lot, like Everton. It's going to help them quite a bit. But I think it's going to help us too because we've had very different games and very different performances and very different people that showed strengths. And I think Unai's now got enough information after suffering 2 devastating injuries to our lineup to be able to put the pieces back together and figure out a combination that will do well until the next major injury upset. What did you hand me? Watermelon. So am I supposed to chase the watermelon with the Malort or the Malort with the watermelon?
You chase the watermelon with the Malort.
Are we getting to level 5? Christian wanted to know how many levels of drunk are there. I'm like, I don't know. We'll find out together.
Yeah, I was wondering too because I'm pretty sure like mid Brentford Bournemouth he jumped like 2 levels. Like he said something and I was like, oh, but
the start of this segment I had him at like 4.5 and I think he's at a comfortable 6.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Daddy's there.
What I told them in the comments was the first sign of his drunkenness is the eye squint. He's got permanent smize.
Well, you have to do your Malort first, hon.
Okay, so well, let's hope international break we get it together. We at least fucked some Hibs up this week, so that felt good. Up the Villa.
Damn, that bench is pretty good for Villa too. Women's.
Dude, we've got a good team. I'm enjoying watching them at least. Here we go. Another shot.
I was a little nervous about you guys, and then we fucking kind of shellacked you. So I was like, oh, all right. All right,
Let's be honest. If Mings doesn't go down that game, it's a very different game, dude.
Yeah. I still think we win, but yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
If Mings doesn't go down, Villa was looking really good coming into that, and they had a plan. Although the Matty Cash switching over to midfielder has worked out bangers to the point where Klopp, after that game, was over there with his arm around Matty Cash going, hey, that was a really good game. I love how I watched you play and you get to score this season. And I'm at home screaming, get the fuck off him, Klopp! Get away from Matty! Go back to your own side!
Sure money.
Well, there's not much to talk about. I lost, so I'm now down $300. Graham lost. Kitty won, of course, because the chicken's better than we are. And Pat missed on his 0-0, but he hit on the draw. So we will find out more next week. That's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Alan, parting words. Anybody when you want to yell at?
Yeah, Sam Graham, this is how it's done. If you're still watching, if not, it'll be recorded and you'll drink this in. Newcastle to get out of the fucking Champions League group. You heard it here first. And yeah, that's it. Oh, check us out, Middle Class Holes at MDO Class Holes, Instagram and Twitter. We're the Middle Class Holes on Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Check us out.
If you like what we do, you will definitely like what they do. Just dumb shit. Just really dumb shit.
As stupid as it can get.
Which, by the way, Alan, before I get into the important part of the program.
By the way, Christian just goes, I think Houston might fall asleep in the main show. I thought this was the main show.
No.
Apparently, what's coming next is the main show.
Christian, I'm not Graham.
Just like,
I'm not Graham.
Like, we're nothing in the main show.
I am a fucking professional. I may be drunk, but I'll fucking get through it. Thank you very much. All right. Anywho, Alan, what I love about your show is you just talk about kind of the fun, random shit in the world. And one of the things that I want to bring up to you that I have not gotten to bring up to your show is how you pee.
What?
What do you mean?
This is a man thing.
Yeah.
I am a over the fence, not through the gate guy.
Okay.
Right? Because
Fair.
over the fence, I'm a larger man, and there's larger things that are larger than the, direction thing. Okay. So I go over the fence as opposed through the gate, because through the gate, you got to kind of you got to grab it, make it work, and all that. So this is something that is Mel, you're looking all crazy, but Alan's there. He's there.
Hold on, I got a question.
Understands.
All right, so I got a question. So we got to step back because we got to elaborate.
Okay.
In the discussion, also involved all right. So do you undo your belt? Do you
right
over
the top? Right over the top.
You just pull it down.
Pull it down. Boys go over the top. Everything goes over the top.
You guys know we're still doing a show, right?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, this is part of it.
This is shit men care about for real.
Just
So
I mean, Alan, am I wrong?
No, you're
am
not
I wrong?
Yeah. So if you like
give
what
a
you
shit
heard,
about this.
if you like what you just heard, check out the
I'm
middle.
just gonna sit back and do my Graham impression. Hold on, I'm just gonna go back to being Graham. Hold on.
This is the Middle Class Holes football show now.
You do understand, Alan. The minute you welcome me into your studio, I'm going to take over your show, right?
Yeah, we got to do that soon.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen. I'm just gonna lay a bomb all over your show. I'm just gonna go, well, now it's Houston's. Here's how we go. It's now Middle Class Holes Houston show. This is how it's gonna go.
It's Middle Class Holes United drunkard show. Drunkard Class Holes United.
Drunken Class Holds. I like that one.
Drunkard Class Holes. Yeah, this is shit that Mel just does not understand.
No, I'm over here being Graham in my phone with my phone and my vape pen.
No, we need to do the live show together. Tandem.
It's gotta happen. Gotta happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So
Hashtag squad goals.
So we are now at that moment. The moment that all the people live watching have been waiting for.
I don't have a sound cue.
It is the Drunken Transfer Recap. Mel?
Yes.
We've been doing this for multiple years now.
Yes. So it started, innocently enough, when Graham came to the studio with Chef Pat, a.k.a. D's Nuts in the DU League.
Chef Bentley.
Yes. And since Chef Bentley drove, Graham partook a little more than he normally would. And he proceeded to read off, and he was just supposed to do the highlights. All we said was, it's first season, y'all. We weren't really sure what we were doing yet. And we said, Graham, hit us the highlights of the transfer recap.
Graham partook in fresh air.
Well,
Graham does not typically partake in fresh air.
May have been a vape pen involved. What was in the vape pen is still yet to be determined because this was 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What's in this vape pen is not yet to be determined. It's Maryland. So Graham, instead of doing the highlights, he proceeds to read every single name off the list and just completely becomes drunk, stupid, and unaware that a show is still happening, to the point where Chef Bentley just looks at us and goes, he just keeps going. He just keeps going. Mm-hmm. And Graham is completely unaware and read the entire list with the most interesting. Everyone's so creative on their pronunciations on names, and I know I am the most guilty of that.
It ain't going down easy. It ain't
Unless it's
cheesy.
Which there will be in the future, apparently a stoned producer Mel recap show.
Very good.
like it.
Which that's been requested.
Live for that.
And so we've just done it every year since then. Studio, and he crashes in our bedroom. Last year we peaked. We peaked with Graham, so we had to retire the bit.
Brilliant.
Because he was at home in Baltimore, because we do believe in imbibing with as much safety and responsibility as possible.
Of course.
I know Houston looks a lot more ridiculous than he is, but he's got water, Gatorade. We fed him. We're keeping track of him. He is doing this as responsibly as irresponsibly as possible.
Right.
That's a good
fair
way to
enough.
phrase it.
That's very fair. And last year, Graham
Just passed out.
might have eclipsed the most brilliant moment ever of reading a list. Like, seriously, a list of names.
By the way, I've got Alan here to partake in the cattiness. I am going to need audience participation with this. So those of you sticking around in the chats, I am going to need you to feed me material. And I'm just going to start talking, and Houston's going to keep going.
For real, Alan and Mel, fuck with me all you want. Like, I'm going to try to read this list. And
This what?
This
list.
And I want people to make me to do more shots. Yeah, exactly. This is the point. This is the point of the Drunken Transfer Recap.
I love it.
Is make me be a dumbass. I'm all for it.
Are you going to get to the point of, and this is, Christian, if you want to know, yes, we did just call him Allman. If you want to know the pinnacle of Houston drunk, what is level 10, that is known as Houston in a hot tub with my mother, who's wearing a leopard bathing suit after drinking an entire bottle of rum.
We need to make you a grandmother. I'm gonna make.
You're gonna be the best grandmother
I'm gonna impregnate your daughter. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah, nope. It was that we're all watching from the balcony every once in a while, just making sure not one of them has gone underwater and drowned.
All right,
that is pinnacle Houston drunk.
All right, I'm just reaching into the party bucket because that just needs.
You might as well grab me one too.
All right, 2.
Alan,
Grab
do a
2.
shot with us.
Got it.
Oh, hand me the green. I don't want anything that's not green.
Apples, not grapes.
Oh, I love apple.
There we go. I have grapes.
Nice.
Christian so far is impressed. Come on, Christian. You went to college with me. You know how I drink. And Christian to be back when I could drink. That was the butter shots going out. I told that story on, was it Sound Check, Injury Time, doing the butter shots?
Yep.
That would be with my fellow pledge sister, Julia, and both my Tau Beta Sigma sisters, Eileen, and Melissa. That's how the four of us rolled before we went out to a party.
Very good.
Butter
Very,
shots.
very good. So, the big thing to note from last year would be Mr. Graham.
TU goof party.
Read the list. Mr. Graham could not complete the list.
No, you could not complete the list.
Do you know how? I don't know if you know the answer to this question. Do you know how many names are on the list?
Oh, there's a lot.
Let's get started now.
We're gonna go beyond some of those.
Okay, ready? On your mark, get set, go.
All right, so we are working with Arsenal Football Club, and
Is this the Sky Sports list?
I'm working off the Premier League app list. Releases. Ashley Maitland-Niles got released. And then loan out Marquesos went out. Kai Havertz comes in, and he has proved nothing so far. Pablo Mari gets loaned out. Granit Xhaka gets loaned out to Bayern Leverkusen. And Mel is messing with transfer in. Jurien Trimber comes in and then immediately falls down and goes injured. Declan Rice comes in, which was actually a very good signing for Arsenal. And keeping it going. Going down. David Raya gets loaned in from Brentford, which was pretty big. And
I love how he's moving the mic in. Just keep going.
Matt Turner gets loaned out to Nottingham Forest to become their number one. Let's keep it going. Nuno Tavares goes to Nottingham Forest to play right wing, even though he is a right wing back.
Oh.
And
I just got the best photograph of Houston.
Fabulin Bogolin goes to the USA player goes to AC Monaco. Rob Holding gets sent to Crystal Palace. Moving on to Villa. Yuri Tillemans comes in on the free. Ashley Young leaves on the free and goes to Everton, which is completely worthless.
How's he working out for you?
He's very mediocre.
He's worth the money you got for him.
He was free.
How old is that guy now?
He is 47 because he's 10 years younger than Danny Ings.
Aaron Ramsey goes to Burnley. Cameron Archer goes to Sheffield United. Clement
He
Leggett,
scored for Sheffield.
Yeah, he did. Fuck you. Clement Leggett comes in from Barcelona.
Give me credit for knowing that.
You only know that because you hate me and you're a bad wife. Jed Zier did get released.
The Blades.
And, of course, from Galatasaray, Nico Zanolino with all of his meaty fucking thighs.
Christian says Bagolin was his favorite fake Arsenal player.
All right, moving on to Bournemouth. Hamed Traore got subbed in, and he did fuck all against Everton. Jefferson Lerma got released and went on to Palace. Junior Stanislaus got released as well.
It's all becoming one faithful word.
I'm trying to read a list here, you. Come on, settle down.
Simmer down, y'all. Simmer down.
Tyler Adams got transferred in from Leeds to play defensive back for Bournemouth. I don't think that's going to help what they're trying to do.
He's got commentary. This is not just a recap, it's a review.
Well,
Defensive back? Like, is he playing strong safety or what's he playing? Is he,
well, he's
Nickelback?
playing strong safety very poorly. That's what he's doing.
So you're saying we don't want him for the fantasy team?
No. Moving on to Brentford. Mark Feclerin is now the new keeper because of Raya moved on to Arsenal. Kevin Schad, who scored a goal last week, that was rather impressive.
Hey, Alan, you know why he took his glasses off?
Why's that?
He's wearing drunk goggles.
Drunk Rec specs.
Drunk rack specs, even better.
I'm trying here. I'm trying.
Ignore us. Come on, Graham. Shh.
There's a big Brentford loan I want you to talk about.
Well, I'm gonna have another
Oh no.
quick shot.
1, 2,
Can't
3,
do that.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is this 11?
Yeah, probably. That's
Orange. Not a fan of orange.
terrible.
This is number 12. I'm seeing 11 over there. Here, I do need to do one thing. I think I need to take the 4 roses away from you because sober Sam would be incredibly pissed off if drunk Sam was mixing 99 with that number 3 on the 2019 list.
That's fair.
I'm just going to do you a favor, okay, baby?
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Should probably get me another ice house though. All right, so we were on Brentford. Pontus Johansson finally left the club. Nathan Collins came in from Fulham. I'm sorry, not from Fulham, from Wolverhampton. I don't know why Wolverhampton let him go.
Yeah, neither do I. Yeah, there's a big loan you're missing though. He came in.
I'm fucking with that. David Raya goes out to Arsenal. Who am I missing?
Give you a hint. He came in from a Merseyside squad.
Ugh. I don't see it. Go ahead.
Theo Mope?
Oh, yeah. That one? Yeah, please. That's an afterthought. Let him go away.
You don't want to keep him forever and ever?
No, not one bit. Look at Mel.
That was the one Brighton guy that didn't actually come good.
He's the one Brentford guy that didn't actually become good.
Fair.
All right, going on to Brighton. Yao Pedro, big signing for them. Actually, very big signing for them. They had Milner and McAllister. So Milner went to Brighton, but McAllister went to Liverpool. Very interesting because he is apparently playing the defensive role, and he's never played a defensive role his entire fucking life. Bart Vergoten comes in from Anderlecht, who is going to be the number 1 keeper, not Jed Steer.
Verbruggen started against us.
Yep. Robert Sanchez went to Chelsea. Concedo also went to Chelsea, which for Brighton, smart move. Just get him the fuck out. He doesn't want to be with you. Go ahead and take the fucking money. Moving on to Burnley. Hey.
There's one person still with us.
One person.
I think everyone's refilling their beverages right now.
I mean, honestly, when it comes to Burnley, all we care about is the one person they released.
Do you know what the biggest difference between you and Drunk Graham is?
What's that?
Drunk Graham goes fast.
Ashley Barnes.
I guess that's true.
He kissed a man on the nose.
And then the entire country of Spain erupted into protest.
So, New Trafford has Old Trafford with James Trafford, now the goalkeeper for Burnley. Sander Berge got brought in. Aaron Ramsey got brought in for Aston Villa. Moving on to Chelsea.
We're still in Aston Villa. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, we're on Chelsea.
We're on to Chelsea. This will take a fucking minute.
Oh my God. Big B's out there going, hurry up, old man.
So, Uncle Saudi gave us a shit ton of money for Conte for no good reason.
That's fair.
I'm definitely going to have to speed this up in
Mateo
post.
Kovac moved on to Man City for no good reason.
In fact,
Kai
Alan,
Havertz moved
you
to
and I need to talk
moved to
slow.
Arsenal.
So when I speed this up in post, it
The
sounds
big one, Arsenal,
normal.
Arsenal, not even Marsenal. Why am I saying Marsenal? But Mason Mount.
Level 7!
Mason Mount moved from Chelsea to Manchester United. Christian Pulisic moved to AC Milan. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang moved on to Rennes.
I'm actually going to speed this up so fast. It'll be like he was drunk and on coke. It's like he and the cocaine bear had a hug.
Moving on to Crystal Palace. Jefferson Lerma is now with Bournemouth.
He's approaching teddy bear drunk. Now, when we go to the beach, my cousin Leslie,
Also,
you keep going. Don't you
Rob Holding has moved on to Crystal
My
Palace.
cousin Leslie is one of my closest friends, and it's it's a blessing when you're friends with your cousins, and it's even more amazing because she is very faithful in the Church of LDS.
Nice.
And we vacation. In fact, we just planned a trip to the Renfest together. Us heathens and those really good Christians. We party together. We hang together. We're we're all a tight-knit group. At the beach, which we vacation together.
So, moving on to Everton, we released everybody.
Leslie
Every
loves
single
it
person.
when Houston gets teddy bear drunk.
I believe it.
We did sell
To where
Alex Iwobi
Her
to
children
Fulham.
will bring him, quote, Sam drinks or Sam sodas. That's beer from the cooler
Brian
that they
Barrow.
know is just for Uncle Sam and nobody else.
Like it.
She encourages it. I get annoyed and she just giggles.
Moving on to Fulham,
Quote,
Raul
"I love me
Jimenez
some drunk
is
Sammy."
now the front man for Fulham. And looking at the team.
Yeah. Hey, Christian wants to know, Houston, you were in Wolves, don't you remember?
Yeah, no, not yet.
Skip to the end. Say, I do. I do. I do.
So, Liverpool,
Graham, that's a movie reference you wouldn't have gotten. Did you get the reference, Houston?
no. Liverpool Added Alexis McAllister from Brighton. And Roberto Fabinho moved on. James Milner moved on.
Yes, so we are officially at the level we call teddy bear drunk.
Jordan Henderson went on to Saudi Arabia because they have Uncle Rich fucking money. And,
I'm going to go live on your TikTok, Houston.
Okay, fine. Luton Town.
Oh shit! We just that's only one.
Marvelous Nakamba joined Luton Town.
That's fair.
Not much else to talk about with them. City. Ikan Gundogan moved on to Barcelona. Kovacic came to the club.
The club?
They came on to
Was there
Man
a whistle?
United.
So they came into the club?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are we on to Manchester City now?
Yeah. Mateus Nunes was one of the things that Graham kept telling me I was wrong about. Like, I'd said he was joining the club. Palmer went on to Chelsea. Moving on to Manchester United. They signed Mason Mount.
So it's the Drunken Transfer Recap show.
They sent
Don't forget about Johnny Evans.
oh yeah. Big sign.
That's it. That's his hard-hitting analysis, folks.
Anthony
Big side,
Agonia.
y'all. Big side. It's
Anthony
a big
Agonia
side.
went to Nottingham Forest from Man United, and he scored a goal this week. The goal that beat Chelsea. Johnny Evans comes in on a free because, well, he's useful. Moving on to Newcastle United.
Hey, that's your team, Alan.
Hey, I want to see which one he thinks is the most important.
Let's find out.
I mean, Matty Longstaff gets released.
That's big.
That's a porn name right there. Matty Longstaff here in Sherwood Forest to show you my wood.
Sandro Tallini comes in from AC Milan. You have Harvey Barnes comes in from...
I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but looking at Houston from this angle, you keep
comes in
talking.
from Leicester
I've never
City.
noticed, but I can almost see where his hairline should have been.
It's to be. Yeah.
And then he's got a wrinkle right here that I can imagine hair. Oh, he's he can't read the iPad.
ASM gets sold to Al Allah for
Alan, by the way,
money.
you're getting mad props for not only paying attention but helping Houston with folks he might miss.
I feel like I'm
job.
trying to keep it on the rails.
I'm not. I don't know why anybody thought I was going to drive the bus with any sort of accuracy.
Moving on to Nottingham Forest, Chris Wood gets signed in for Nottingham Forest from Newcastle United. Also, Anthony Elgana gets transferred in to Manchester United as well. Matt Turner gets transferred into Nottingham Forest from Arsenal as well. Also, Nuno Tavares, who fancies himself a right wing as a right back, gets transferred in also. And then finally, Callum Hudson-Odoi gets transferred in from Chelsea as well. Moving on to Sheffield United.
That might have been my favorite one so far because he just almost shut down. He said, "Hey, it's transferred."
The things going down.
All right, continue.
I'm trying.
You're doing fine.
Sheffield.
And so from Sheffield, Sander Berg gets transferred.
I had no idea Sandra Bernhardt even played soccer.
Yep. You know what? I really don't care about fucking Sheffield. We're moving on.
The microphone is at his eye. Is that registered on camera? Oh, it is.
Yeah, you can hear it.
I want to get like eye camera again.
Oh.
You sweating? Don't mean to open the door. Big B will come in if I open the door, but you'll get air. Let's do it.
All right. So on to Tottenham. So big sign in would be James Madsen.
There we go. Open the
Harry
door.
Winks goes to Leicester. I am so fucking hammered.
Are we up to L? How far do we have to go, Alan?
No, we're on Tottenham. We've got like two left.
We're right there. We'll get there.
Right, I'm gonna go back to
Unlike Graham, I will make it to the fucking end. So moving on to West Ham.
I just want to point out that we went through Tottenham with no mention of Harry Kane whatsoever.
He went. Harry Kane fucked off to fucking Bayern. There you go.
He said James Madison in, Harry Winks out. All right, next.
That's it. Harry Kane. Who the fuck is that?
That's great.
Good Lord.
Oh, look, Big B wanting to make an appearance on the show. You got some opinions, Big?
Honestly, big transfer in for West Ham, it would be James Ward-Prowse.
All right.
And, of course, Mohamed Kudus from Ajax would be the big sign in.
From where?
Moving on to Wolverhampton.
Oh, look, Christian. He made it to the Wolves.
Also, no mention of 105 million pound Declan Rice leaving West Ham. I love it.
Hey,
Wolves.
Wolverhampton has
Big
no
Big
natural
actually has to go to the
predator.
bathroom in a moment.
Oh. I'm waiting for it. Here we go. All right.
Yes, you're with us now, Graham.
Hey, ain't as easy as it looks as a fuck face.
I finished the fucking list.
We didn't even hear it. He just hung up. LOL. He's been, by the way, listening in the background for the last 5 minutes.
Connor Cody.
All right, I gotta go
went
put
to
the dog out.
Leicester. And that's it. I'm done.
Oh, we're
I'm
done?
I'm done.
Well, God, that was super quick.
Almost didn't say a word about Wolves. Like he was about to be like, "We're done," and then he was like, "Connor Cody," and that's it.
Just like do Wolves
I lasted longer than Graham.
Did you just say Wolves have no natural predators?
Nope. I lasted longer than Graham.
Hold on, wait. Hey, Sam. That last wolf. Was he casual?
Like the wolf, yes.
Casual like the wolf?
Mm-hmm.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. I promise both one co-host will be back next week, semi-sober. The other one will still be on paternity leave, but we've got a great lineup. Subscribe, like, tell a friend. And my husband is walking out. And so with that, Alan, anything you want to plug? Any parting words?
No, I think I already plugged the middle class holes. Check us out on all your favorite social media platforms. Up the tune. Good God, keep him alive.
Yep. If you want to pay for our medical bills, we have a Patreon. That's where you get shows like Injury Time, where we preview the weekend's actions, or Sound Check, our actual sound check, where we check the audio and go off topic and share a lot of personal details. That is only $5 a month, and it helps keep this pirate ship afloat.
There you go.
And with that, hopefully we'll be back after the international break. Enjoy yourselves. Follow, like, subscribe, share with a footballing friend. And good night, everybody.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Drunken United! Drunken United! Hit the fucking mute button!
Toilet just flushed. Could you hear that? This is awesome. Love it.
That's it.
Oh, there it is. Oh, he might be puking. Good night.